The Broncos and Browns are set to do battle in a series that's been dominated by Denver. They'll look to make it 13 wins in their last 14 against Cleveland. It's Week 7, and the action is just moments away.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Here's Richie James on the return. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a two-time Pro Bowler in his sixth season now, Dak Prescott.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Now Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Prescott. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And he will have a Broncos first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. We're calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Throwing, Prescott. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. There's Prescott. Green's got it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Fournette, a first down carry, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Found that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast. Any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. He's to the 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. DJ Chark, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. They're led by the NFL's MVP in 2018 and also MVP of Super Bowl 54 in his 5th season. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. One thing that we know for sure, do not question the arm strength of Patrick Mahomes, one of the strongest around.
And look, you're down 7-0 in the 1st quarter. You know it's not a time to panic or feel like you've got to get those points back right away. But how about their conviction and taking that chance to throw the ball deep right there, knowing they can hit on plays like this? I'll bet that won't be the last time we see them take a deep shot in this game.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And Folk's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. Now Mahomes. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. From midfield, here's Mahomes. This is caught. It's Kirk. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. On first down, Mahomes. A throw right side caught by Keene. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Golden team, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are back within a score. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Now James returning. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. He's got a first down past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Second down, back to Fournette. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Come on, let's go.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A shotgun give to Fournette. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Prescott from the gun on third. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14.
Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Mahomes going to throw. He completes it to Tate. And he is going to have a Browns first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on third down and 5. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now a draw play. This is Jones. Oh, he shifts past him. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Throw right side caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Howard. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to one.
Well, the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Now here's Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Jones.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So that'll back him up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now Prescott.
On the slant, this is Chark.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he will have a Broncos first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A handoff, Fournette running left. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Finds the open target, Arnold. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Green once again the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. And he'll get about 5 here, so take this down inside the 20-yard line. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Prescott from the gun. And he's got his big tight end here. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now 17-14. That time a 9-play drive. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Joe Reed returning. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw complete here, pulled in by Howard.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And yet again, it's Howard with a catch.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Mahomes now to throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And again, it's Mahomes.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes eluding the pressure. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Browns have retaken the lead.
That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. First down, Prescott. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Cole Beasley the intended target. Prescott yet again, but it's going to be second down. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. And this one caught by Beasley. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 24-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they'll square off against the Cincinnati Bengals. In the late afternoon games, all eyes will be on Las Vegas. A glitzy matchup there
where it'll be the Raiders taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Then, on Sunday night, the Niners making their second appearance of the year on Sunday night. This time, they host Indianapolis at 8:20 Eastern. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Broncos. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half, it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not, well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Prescott. Shark's got it left side. And he's brought down.
Let's go, baby.
A toss running left. Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Here's Prescott. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. On the left side, he finds Beasley. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Chris Jones now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Caught right side, Tate. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. And he finds Howard complete. 70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a 1st down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Howard. And all the way in. catch as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's James.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Denver.
Here comes Reed.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. And that'll set them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Mahomes. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down. Although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4. He got 4 on 3rd down. Mahomes now on first down. He's got his man. This is Tate.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Again, it's Jones. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. On first down, Mahomes. The left side completion to Jones. Touchdown! Ronald Jones with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Now James returning. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground, but every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
And Green with a catch left side. And he will have a Broncos first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Prescott on first down. Then he finds Beasley complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 2nd and 2. This is Harris on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
A nice run there by Jones on first down as he'll wind up getting about 5, so 2nd and 5 coming up.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Denver's offense ready to go again.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we...
A leap, and he's got it! He got it! And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory.
Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket. waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
From the red zone now, Prescott. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. That's going to set him back 5 yards. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. Here's a give to Fournette. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point. Prescott on 3rd and 2. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They run for it with Harris, and he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Fournette, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Leonard Fournette with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now Folk for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Here's Reed. And he's going to get now a hit and a loose football. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And his throw here is incomplete. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He completes it to Tate. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. The give is to Jones. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now Prescott. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. To the air again, Prescott. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. 3rd and short yardage, Prescott.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Prescott. Green's got it over the middle. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Jones breaking from the contact. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll go again to Jones. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. Mahomes now to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cleveland, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Denver, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.